What's up guys? Welcome to AnimeKouhai. If you'd like to help me out, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.
Feeling lost, I left it all to chance.
Adelman, the rest is up to you.
Huh?
He must have had a bad feeling about it. Even Adelman, usually so steadfast, couldn't bring himself to agree with me. But the die was cast.
Well then, keep me posted if anything comes up.
With that, I made a quick exit. Our next stop was Milim's turf. Eurazania's ruins, a place I knew all too well. What greeted me wasn't a sacred peak but a colossal structure still in the works. I zapped to the old city spot and waited for my crew to arrive. Geld had gone ahead, so I was hanging out with Gabel's gang, Carrera, Esprit, and the crew. Kakushin, Sukaru, Yashichi, and Gazat-kun, Hiryu's captain. I'm not sure who Gabel's right-hand man is, but these four definitely stand out. Even though they were gearing up for a major showdown, they seemed surprisingly cheerful. Why? Because Ultima's grueling training sessions were temporarily on pause. Those drills were no joke, they died multiple times over. The worst part? Even after death, they were stuck in the labyrinth. That maze is no joke. Instead of pushing yourself to death, it's smarter to test your limits while assuming you might bite it. But hey, they're improving at lightning speed thanks to it. Just evolving and amassing magicules doesn't make you a true powerhouse. Real strength comes from mastering your abilities. But you gotta pace yourself. I wouldn't want to train like that either, so I made a mental note to ask Ultima to ease up a bit. So, there we were, over 100 strong, chilling here for about 10 minutes. I'd telepathically told Milim I'd swing by today, but maybe she forgot?
Aren't they running late?
Calm down, Carrera Dono. We just got here. Let's enjoy the wait like tourists.
Gabaldano is so chill, huh?
I think Carrera-sama's just a tad impatient.
What's that supposed to mean, Esprit?
Oh, nothing.
It's cutting it close, but manageable. I get Carrera's frustration. It's probably because I still have my modern-day Japanese timekeeping habits. In this world, I'm one of the impatient ones. We've got a concept of time and all, but our clocks aren't as fancy as the wristwatches back in my old life. Only big shots and merchants rock pocket watches, and those are a bit bulky. So, if the plan's just sometime in the afternoon, the norm is to have a messenger on standby as early as possible. In this situation, it was Milim's fault for missing the memo, but it wouldn't be mature to blow up since misunderstandings about meeting times or dates happen. No point in asking Carrera for help, so I took the reins.
Don't sweat it, I'll just touch base with Milim.
I reached out to Milim using the telepathy net.
Hey, Milim, I'm already here, but nobody's at the meetup spot.
Huh, Rimuru? I'm swamped with homework, but I clearly told Meadly. Maybe he goofed on the time. I'll give him a good reminder, so please don't be mad at him.
You get the drift. Seems like she got caught up in Freysen's homework and forgot to relay my message to Midley.
I get it, no worries.
Catch you later.
These things happen. So, I waited patiently for the pickup while calming down Carrera. But then, things took an unexpected turn. One of the folks who rushed over said something outrageous.
Oh, you must be the Demon Lord Rimuru-sama. You are even more impressive than I have heard, with such a commanding presence. I am Jeji, and I am truly impressed.
Jaggy, the speaker, bowed deeply to Gabel. Turns out, Jaggy's a Dragonute-type guy. Unlike Gabel, he rocks a human form with horns poking out of his head. He's short but sturdy, with sharp moves. The 5 Majins with him seemed pretty average, except for their mix of races. For some reason, Jaggy sported fresh-looking scars all over his body. It got me a bit worried, but he seemed fine, so I shrugged it off. What really got to me was Jaggy's comment itself. I was caught off guard, but I think Gabel was the one most shocked.
No, I'm not Rimmer.
Oh, my goodness. No need to greet a small fry captain like me. Everyone under Demon Lord Milim-sama knows your name.
Gabel tried to set the record straight, but Jaggy kept steamrolling ahead with his misunderstanding. Knowing my name doesn't mean squat if you can't recognize my face. Lots of Majins knew my mug, but it seemed this low-ranking captain wasn't one of them. As for why Jaggy mistook Gabel for me, I think it's because of the hockey. I'd completely masked my Yuki, looking like a regular human on the outside. Same went for Carrera and Esprit, who didn't have the typical demon or Majin appearance. Since we had a bunch of human visitors in Tempest, we got used to toning down our Yuki. But this charade couldn't go on forever. It was kinda fun being treated like a big shot after so long, but Carrera and Esprit were running out of patience.
Hey, that person is Gabel.
What is up with you guys? Are not you supposed to be maidservants? Sure. You are in uniform, But if you are butting into grown-up talk, you are missing out on some crucial lessons.
And once again, he cut off Esprit. Honestly, I figured he was the one who could use some schooling.
This guy's a riot, huh?
Carrera chuckled. But beneath her words, I could practically see steam coming out of her ears. She was teetering on the edge of blowing her top, so now wasn't the time for laughter. Just as I was thinking that, Esprit stepped in.
Hey, can you just hear me out?
She spoke firmly and laid her hands on Jaggy. It wasn't exactly a punch, but it was forceful. A weaker Majin would have been caught off guard and probably knocked out cold by the smack to the cheek. Normally, I'd be miffed at Esprit, but this time it was Jaggy's fault. He mistook gabble for me and ignored what we were saying. Though resorting to violence wasn't great, Carrera was on the brink of losing it. Esprit acted based on the situation, so I let it slide. I figured if Jaggy calmed down and listened, that would be the end of it. But then, something unexpected happened. Jaggy reacted to Esprit. The assault happened suddenly. Jaggy seized Esprit's left back fist with his right hand and twisted it gently. Seizing the opportunity, he swept her off her feet with his right foot while she was off balance. Esprit leapt, either to evade the sweeping kick or because she foresaw the attack. Mid-air, she twisted her body and aimed a kick with her right foot towards Jaggy's head. Jaggy evaded the kick by bending his upper body, but Esprit wasn't done yet. Using her grabbed fist as a pivot, Esprit kicked with her left leg, swinging her right leg like a pendulum. She aimed at Jaggy's neck, intersecting her right and left legs. It resembled an acrobatic move straight out of a comic book, challenging to counter at first glance. Yet, Jaggy evaded the onslaught by releasing Esprit's fist and performing a backflip. The confrontation resumed, but it was clear that both sides were about to get serious.
Well, you are quite the pleasant young lady, with your relaxed demeanor. It is no surprise you are in military attire,
Jaggy remarked, cracking his neck.
You're not bad yourself, old man. I'm going to enjoy this. Let's show them what we're made of.
Esprit responded with a pleasant smile, cracking her knuckles. Carrera remained unfazed. Her happy smile indicated she had no intention of stopping them, despite being Esprit's superior. Gabble appeared indecisive, possibly due to past encounters with Ultima and the demon girls. He seemed unsure whether to approach me or not, his gaze shifting towards me. Gosh, it seems I'm the only one here with any sense. I felt compelled to intervene. First, I addressed the person in charge.
Alright, that's enough. Jaggy-san, right? If you won't talk to me, go fetch your boss.
I declared grandly, feeling rather cool, if I say so myself. Maybe I'd rate myself an 80. Proudly awaiting Jaggy's response, I was taken aback when he retorted.
Ha! Do not interfere in a men's brawl!
Instantly offended, I was about to protest when Carrera swiftly kicked him.
Show some respect to Rimuru-sama.
She exclaimed, delivering a lightning-fast kick.
I've had enough.
Gabble's spear swiftly struck Jaggy, who had been knocked back.
Oops, looks like I'm a bit late.
Esprit, having no one left to face, turned her attention away. As for me,
Hey, you guys, nothing to see here, okay?
I casually intimidated the Majins Jaggy had brought along, attempting to cover up the incident. It turned out Jaggy didn't need any threats after all. The fault turned out to be on the side of Milim.
Now you see it wasn't my fault, right?
Yeah, I thought you just forgot to inform them, but turns out you were having a good time with a winner-takes-all game to see who'd come for us.
Jaggy won, but the real culprit was Midley.
How's that possible? I don't get it.
My guys might be fierce, but Midleys aren't pushovers either.
Frey was shaking her head in disgust, while Carrion found it hilarious.
So, was this Jaggy guy any good?
Well, he had some strength. I'd say he was on par with Phobio.
I responded honestly to Carrion's sudden serious inquiry. Actually, Jaggy was slightly behind in Magicules, but his skill against Esprit was notable. If he had shape-shifting abilities like Gabble, his rating would be even higher. However, Phobio could transform into a beast too, so the gap between them wouldn't close, and Phobio would likely win in a real fight. Still, Jaggy was skilled. Like Midley, the dragon worshipper priests were tough. They weren't just about brute force, they were adaptable and knew how to use that to their advantage. But yeah, they were pretty stubborn muscleheads.
I apologize for the mess. I failed in my oversight.
Midley admitted, bowing his head. Well, I could see how Jaggy might have taken inspiration from him, so I couldn't deny Midley's significant role in all of this.
So, you're Carrera Dono, right? Gabble Dono, and I hope for your cooperation with our country for the time being.
Frey addressed Carrera. At times like this, Frey had to take charge. Carrion was a great king, but he enjoyed a good fight too much. He was more like Midley and hadn't let go of his belief that the weak were bad. This time, we were fortunate in many ways because we were the stronger ones. If we had been weaker, our negotiations wouldn't have gone as smoothly as they did. In that sense, I considered myself quite lucky.
Well then, Carrera-san, how about a little strength test with me?
Carrion proposed.
Ho, you've got quite the spirit. Just let me know how much you want me to hold back.
Carrera responded. Don't just jump in like that, Carrera.
Whoa, hold on.
It's all right, my lord. I've heard Carrion Dono has evolved. It's only natural he wants to gauge his strength.
That may be true, but this isn't the labyrinth. If you push too hard, it could be fatal. You guys need to avoid such risky behavior.
Only Gabble and Frey nodded in agreement with my words. The rest seemed dissatisfied, especially Milim.
That's boring.
Milim protested, earning a scolding from Frey.
Don't say that.
She reprimanded. But for practical reasons, I couldn't allow it. They couldn't spar near the construction site. It would be like inviting the enemy to attack us. They'd have to go somewhere far from the battle zone. Despite this, Carrion was persistent.
Sure, it's risky, but I meant what I said. I need to know my strength before the showdown.
He insisted, seeking Frey's approval. Well, come to think of it, I had Seal-san. Back then, it was just Wisdom King Raphael, but it provided all the answers I needed without needing to test my strength. For Carrion and the others, testing their own strength was the only way to find out. It made sense that the quickest way to assess their abilities was to spar with the strongest.
I won't deny that, but that's a challenge you'll always have to face on your own, isn't it?
True, but the enemy won't wait around for us. We need to get stronger quickly to protect those who believe in us. And sometimes, that means taking risks.
Frey-san conceded the argument. Once the responsibilities of a king were mentioned, she seemed at a loss for words. If Carrion had just been boasting about his strength, I might have dismissed it. But because he had a genuine concern, it was something worth considering.
That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for always watching my videos and supporting my channel. A big thanks to the AnimeKouhai patrons who made this video possible. Jason Martin, Zach Rosen, Jerry Sladek, Normal Defate, L, Gary Miles, Dragonspawn666, J Rule, Leiron Sangkap, Lucas Guet, Jason Martin, Ekotski, Foolish Prophets. Thank you so much for helping out. I'll see you guys in the next video.